We find ourselves in a cotton field here in La Grulla, Texas. The cotton, everybody knows that it's a soft, fluffy fiber, and that eventually opens. It grows on a ball, and this ball we call capullo. Now, cotton grows in the southern states, in tropical and semi-tropical areas like the southern states, and also in Mexico and in other places of the world, but in all America. Now, in the United States, in the southern states were the ones that started producing a lot of these cotton fields. And one of the reasons is that southern states had slaves, and the cotton was planted by slaves, was irrigated by slaves, it was cleaned by slaves, it was picked by slaves, and it was processed afterwards by slaves. And then about 1794, a gentleman by the name of Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin, a cotton engine, they call it cotton gin, that made it possible to clean the cotton after it was picked. And so it made it much easier, the process of cleaning it. So the demand increased, it became very profitable. The demand increased, and what happened? The southern states said, we need some more cotton fields, we need some more slaves, and they started bringing in more slaves. And that caused a problem with, in the United States, and eventually led to the Civil War. In 1860, President Lincoln said, no, we're going to be against slavery, and that's what caused the war, the Civil War. Here in the valley, we have a lot of these cotton fields all over the valley, because it's, again, it produces, this is a semi-tropical area. And in fact, in La Grulla, our own community, La Grulla, we have a lot of cotton fields. I'm standing on one right here by Puerta del Salao. And in 1951, mind you, that's quite a few years ago, 1951, the first bale of cotton was picked here in La Grulla. The farmer was Mr. Silvestre Martinez, everybody knew him as Cabete, Jimmy's grandfather. And the first cotton bale in the nation was produced right here in La Grulla in 1951. In 1952, again also from La Grulla, the very first cotton bale in the whole United States for the year was picked from La Grulla. Anyway, you know, in La Grulla, way back in the 40s and 50s of last century, we had a lot of people, we had about 70% of the people leaving because they went out north to work during the summer months. And so those of us who were left behind, myself included, we were the ones that had to pick the cotton. Myself, my sister, my brother, we used to go, the two farmers that we went to were Amador Gonzalez and Blas Chapa. They would pay us $2.50 for 100 pounds, and that was our goal, 100 pounds a day. If we could, we'd carry the a sack, but where we had to put the cotton in there, and then they had the scales to weigh them and so on. And so we would make about $2.50 per 100 pounds. At the end of the week, we had about $12 to $14. And that was enough to buy pants and shirts and shoes and underwear, because $12 to $15 was a lot of money. Anyway, eventually, in order to protect the crop, but there had to be spraying of insecticide, and that created health problems, health issues. So in the 1960s, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Cesar Chavez started to organize the farm workers and saying it's not fair that they be not get the treatment as human beings. And he went eventually through some turmoil and struggles and demonstrations and so on. An agreement was reached, and so now the health issues were addressed by providing breaks and by providing water, by providing bathroom facilities, by not spraying when people are working on the fields, by providing a minimum wage. So there were other benefits that came along with that, which was good, because now the farm workers were treated a bit with more respect. Then came along what they call the cotton harvesters, the cotton picking machines, and those eliminated our work. We no longer had a job because during the summer, because the machines were taking care of it, and the machines could go all day long and then even to the night, and they didn't need the breaks that humans would need. And so that put an end to us working the cotton fields, right? But La Grulla is still producing cotton that serves the needs of the nation and of the world. We provide, because we're exporting cotton all over. So again, something to be proud of, because we serve the world, the United States and the world. We found this cotton field that has already the full bloom of the cotton. As you can see, this is a beautiful, beautiful specimen of the cotton as it is getting ready to be picked. This field probably may have gotten treated, this part of it anyway, with something special that made it grow, because everywhere else it seems like it's still in the bud and it hasn't grown. Now, we did want to add a little bit about the boll weevil. The boll weevil came in the late 19th century, but by the middle of, at the beginning of this century, the 1900s, almost all the cotton fields had been devastated on account of the boll weevil. So the United States, in conjunction with other countries, put together a program to eradicate the boll weevil. And by, I would say, the 1940s, they had already wiped out, eradicated all the boll weevil. So that's great. And that we're back to the cotton fields. The cotton fields are, as you can see, ready to be picked. And this is a beautiful, beautiful thing that it's amazing what grows here in La Grulla, and how this material, this thing here, this fiber that grows here in La Grulla, goes all over the world and produces all kinds of beautiful things, including clothing that people depend so much on to be able to do. And it's used in different forms, like Band-Aids and so on. But from our own community of La Grulla, we serve the United States and we serve the world.